morning to you and welcome to Superscreen News at 10, broadcasting to you live from our studios in Lagos, Nigeria. I am Blessed Omonose. Former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Tunde Lemon, has been appointed as chairman of the Federal Emergency Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA. President Muhammadu Buhari, in a letter seeking legislative approval, also appointed a new managing director and 6 members of the board of FEMA. Senate President Bukola Saraki read the letter at plenary.
In accordance with provision of Section 2 of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency Amendment Act 2007, I forward herewith the nominations of a chairman, a managing director, and 6 representatives drawn from each of the 6 geopolitical zones as members of the governing board of the Federal Road Maintenance Agency for confirmation by the Senate. Mr. Tunde Lemon, chairman, and Nuruddin Abdurrahman Rafindadi, managing director, Buba Silas Abdullahi, executive director, Baba Gana Muhammad Ajib, executive director, Engineer Shehu Usman Abdullahi, executive director, Loretta Ngozi Chukwu Nagolu, executive director, Mujadu Stanley Dako, executive director, and Vincent Oladapo Kolawole, executive director. While hoping that the request will meet the usual expeditious consideration of the Senate, please accept, Mr. Senate President, the assurances of my highest esteem. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari.
Meanwhile, senators from the southeast have protested alleged discrimination by President Buhari in his appointment of heads of federal government, departments, agencies and parastatals, arguing that the nominees were from a particular section of the country. The lawmakers raised point of order to ask the chamber to suspend further consideration and screening of nominees pending the presentation and adoption of the report by the Committee on Federal Character.
I don't have a problem with any particular part of Nigeria, but I have a problem with the way government is directing its appointments. Over the last 2-3 weeks, we've had cause to either discuss this FEMA that has been announced today, or the NDIC, or the AMCO, or Federal Civil Service Commission. The heads of all these parastatals have come from one particular part of Nigeria. And this is completely unfair. We can't sit in this Senate and allow that to go out. So I believe we need to point it out to the federal government to ensure that every part of Nigeria is represented in the running of Nigeria. Mr. President, I am of the opinion that we should not continue with the screening, because it will be functions official that for them, if they conclude everything and we still come back and start talking about the issue. So if we want actually to do justice to all parts of the country, I'm of the opinion, I'm strong of the opinion, that we should keep everything in abeyance.
In line with what was discussed and this one, I am moving and suggesting that we should step down this item until the Committee on Federal Character comes in and gives us give us a true picture, because we cannot have everything coming from one area. We are talking about federal character, so let's make it holistic, so that the federal character should come up like the army, supporting the leader in a way that we should look at the holistic full picture.
If you look at this appointment that was made, there are some states, for instance, it is the turn of Ebonyi State, but when you look at that appointment, the states that are not finished, they were appointed again, instead of appointing where the appointment was. So what is they should handle it together.
We're all on the same side. Nobody wants any injustice to any part of this country. But we all agree that at the moment we're just all speculating. It's not based on a document that we've all agreed on. I'm just asking a plea that let us get the document from federal character. If the document from federal character suggests what you are saying, then we will hold action. But if it will be unfair, if the document from federal character does not support that, so all I want to appeal, we'll tell our chairman of federal character, bring a report on Tuesday. If the report on Tuesday suggests that TSP is right, then we will not consider this report. I give you a word on that. And if it's not, we will consider the report. I think this is only fair. Distinguished colleague, let us.
In reaction, Senate President Bukola Saraki mandated the Committee on Federal Character to investigate Buhari's appointment and present reports to the chamber next week, Tuesday. Away from that now, the senator representing Bayelsa East in the Senate, Ben Bruce, has recommended a new pattern of voting ahead of the 2019 general elections. The lawmaker on his tweet suggested that to end vote buying, as was widely reported in Ekiti State governorship election, voting via SMS should be considered. The lawmaker also tweeted that Nigerians can now vote by text since there are over 100 million phones lines in the country, adding that all mobile lines are registered by the NCC, which captures names, personal details, photos, and fingerprints of the registered owners. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of 3 directors general and chief executive officers of 3 agencies under the Ministry of Mines and Steels Development. The information was contained on the Twitter handle of the personal assistant to the president on new media, Bashir Ahmed. The appointees are Uman Azan, DG/CEO, National Steel Raw Materials Exploration Agency, Kaduna; Linus Asukwo, DG/CEO, National Metallurgical Development Center, Jos; and Sulaiman Hassan, DG/CEO, Nigerian Institute of Mining and Geosciences, Jos. Away from that now to Akwa Ibom State. The Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly says 29 bills and 120 resolutions have been passed in the last 3 years. Speaker of the House, Anofio Luke, who disclosed this to journalists, said different committees of the House conducted 30 public hearings during the period. Luke said the bills include 15 private members' bill out of 41 presented and 14 executive bill, with about 37 orders currently at different legislative stages. According to him, the bill was passed to fast-track economic development and diffuse the dividends of democracy directly to the masses. The special representative of the United Nations Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel, Mohammed bin Chambers, says conflict between herdsmen and farmers in Nigeria is becoming more sophisticated and deadlier. This came as 8 suspected kidnappers of the Chibok schoolgirls and 14 other makers of improvised explosive devices for the Boko Haram, including 3 commanders, were arrested and paraded at Borno Police Command in Maiduguri. Chambers, who is head UN Office for West Africa and the Sahel, UNOWAS, in a report presented to the UN Security Council, said the violence was a major security threat in the region, warning that it risks changing into terrorist attacks. He said in the Lake Chad Basin, the gains made by the Nigerian Armed Forces and the multinational Joint Task Force has not stopped Boko Haram from remaining active in the region. And now to Zamfara State. Zamfara State Police Command has deployed its personnel after suspected bandits invaded some villages in the state. Commissioner of Police in the state, Kenneth Imbrimson, disclosed these to journalists when he confirmed the attack. Imbrimson said the police patrol team responded swiftly to the distress call of attacks on Sikida and Gada village of Gaidan Goga district in Maradun local government area of the state. The police commissioner also said the bandits fled after killing 3 persons following the arrival of the security operatives. The All Progressive Congress APC in Rivers State has accused Governor Nyesom Wike of allegedly acquiring personal belongings with the state funds. APC chairman in the state, Flag Amechiri, who disclosed these to journalists in Port Harcourt, lamented that never since the creation of the state has any governor recklessly acquired or built properties while in office with the way Wike is doing. Flag Amechiri called on President Muhammadu Buhari, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the ICPC to investigate the source of money used by Wike in acquiring the squaring properties on Other George Road in Obion Akwa local government area of the state. The party said Wike only succeeded in lavishing the state's resources in his 3 years as governor. And now to Ekiti governorship poll, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has insisted that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) purportedly altered the result of the Ekiti state governorship election. The National Working Committee (NWC) of the party, in a statement through their National Publicity Secretary Kola Ologbodiyan in Abuja, alleged that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) doctored the result of the poll to favor the All Progressive Congress (APC). The opposition party claimed that apart from the purported discrepancies between the actual vote cast at the polling centers and the results released by INEC, there were evidence that the electoral umpire pulled down the original vote from its database to accommodate the alterations. Some students in Yaba Local Council Development Area has been charged to focus more on building a better future. This appeal was made at a one-day empowerment program organized to enlighten students in the area on wealth creation through self-development.
Some of you are referring to yourselves as area boys, shaku shaku, and all this nonsense. This self-hatred has to stop. Let me remind you of exactly who you are. You are the descendants of kings, queens, and royalties. Great warriors. You are the generation that Nigeria has been waiting for. You are the first generation born into the information age. That means most of you are global ambassadors just by clicking a button on your phone. So I need you to start believing who you are. This program is dear to my heart, so I'm going to monitor your success. I pray that all of you get admission. And when you do get your admission, you're going to have a phone number that you call whenever you have problems, whether it's transportation problems, whether it's academic problems. We're going to be there with you for every step. Now, when you do graduate, God willing, when you do graduate this program, we will also be there with you to make sure that most of you are gainfully employed.
Most of the graduates are the classroom graduates. There are some technical jobs out there that do not see anybody to do them. All in the name of the fact that they are all graduates, they are all classroom graduates. They cannot do all these things with themselves. This problem, it's what this program is trying to address, and is addressing it not at the degree level, it's taking it from the grassroots. That's why we have the students of leaving the JSS or leaving the SS, before they get into university, they can go into the technical aspect.
What we have is the highly educated and the completely illiterate set of people. You see, the mid-gap is the situation we are having now. A lot of people that are supposed to bridge the gap, the mechanic, the plumber, the electricians, the hairdressers, you know, they are gradually going into extinction. What you have people doing now to ride Okada, Maruwa, Yahoo, you know, all those stuffs. So that gap is gradually expanding. And in an economy, if you have that gap widening, it's going to affect the economy of any nation. So we need these people to bridge the gap of the economy. And with this kind of program, it will improve the employment rate. So the rate at which you are saying unemployment is increasing, by the time you have this set of people coming back on the scheme of things, then you gradually have a reduction in unemployment rate.
All the members advised the students on the importance of practicing all that they have been admonished to do, just as the organizers promised to sponsor 5 students with excellent performance to study in Canada.
So all the government is doing presently is for people to get fully equipped with skill acquisition, and that is the focus of the present government. Also, we heard about the state government as well. There's LASVEB and several other vocational centers around. So the government should just improve on it. There should be sensitization, more advocacy. A lot of people are not aware of these programs going on. So the government should embark on advocacy programs that would enlighten the public so that they know what and what to embark upon.
If you have the right scientific knowledge, then you can adapt to anything. You can have skill and upskill yourself and get somewhere. It is only that you can contribute to national income. What I will advise the beneficiaries to do is take the work, take the skills very seriously, adapt to it, learn it, chew it. If there's anything like drink it, let them drink it. So that in the long run, other people will also benefit from them. And then they will contribute to national growth.
All of us cannot get white-collar job. But what we need is a sort of self-sufficient. And the way you can have self-sufficient is when you have your own job. When you have vocational empowerment in any area, and you're able to develop yourself.
Those skills that they're going to acquire is what they're going to use to benefit their lives, the lives of their family and their friends. So the idea behind it was really to empower mostly people from the millennial generation. When they graduate, we'll make sure they gain jobs, and for the 5 best students, we're going to be taking them to Canada, to University of Ontario for an exchange program.
Away from that now, we'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll bring you business-related stories. Stay with us.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigeria government are keeping quiet. Housemen are killing people. Why? It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. The kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family. You are fighting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not a mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Say each shop there 4 million naira, which I don't have the money, so I have to leave. If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it. The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Glad to have you back on Business News this morning. The federal government has relocated the Abeokuta train station from the proposed Lagos-Ibadan Rail project, earlier scheduled to be located at the Trade Fair Complex, Landarin in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi will disclose these after a visit to the project site said the train station will now be sited at the Oba New City, a 6-kilometer distance from the state capital. Amechi said the earlier chosen site was declared unsuitable by the engineers, adding that the new location will enhance the new city development project as well as attract rapid development to the area. And now to some currency market story. The House of Representatives has mandated the Committee on Banking and Currency to investigate the black marketing of mint naira notes on the street and its unavailability in the banks. The lower chamber also urged the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) to commence immediate withdrawal from all banks such mutilated notes from circulation and replace them with a new note, especially the 100 naira notes. This was secured to a motion sponsored by Adekoya Adeshegun Abedin Majid, who noted that the naira is greatly losing its value in the international market and facing a serious war within the country.
Worried that bacteria naturally breathe and live in dirty environment and objects. Hence, dirty naira notes could pose serious health risks as they have been found to contain pathogenic parasites and bacteria and are therefore sources of infection as well as potential carriers of communicable diseases. Also worried that diseases such as nosocomial infections, human influenza virus, hepatitis A virus, and others have been found on some of these dirty naira notes. Aware that as these notes stay longer in circulation, they gather dirt from one hand to the other.
Abed Majid also expressed worries that diseases such as nosocomial infections and human influenza have been found on some of these dirty notes. The Green Chamber therefore mandated the Committee on Legislative Compliance and Banking and Currency to ensure strict compliance. And finally, on business this morning, the Federal Road Maintenance Agency FEMA says over 88 capital road projects that were captured in the 2017 budget nationwide has been completed. The head of Communication and Public Relations, FEMA, Mary Sanusi, disclosed this to journalists in Abuja. Sanusi said that now the 66 road projects that were also captured in 2017 budget are presently at 50% completion. She also said the completed road projects to include those in Adamawa and general maintenance and repairs of Bauchi Ningi in Bauchi State, rehabilitation of Biu Wadali Road in Borno, Gida Gombe Highway. Sanusi, however, called on Nigerians to use the road responsibly with consideration for other road users, adding that if they were damaged along the road, everyone suffers. If you're just joining us, this is Superscreen News at 10. We'll take another short break, and when we return,